opportunity. Just catch him completely flat-footed. That's two there for Ruin. Grenade explodes right next to him. Tosi weak, Tosi gone.
To the end of PGS 5, right? We're kind of getting towards one of the issues with that push from Soniqs is that they are opening themselves up to the shots coming through from the north, and KDF worried about the south. That's Na'Vi striking on to Heather. Na'Vi have had a pretty chill game so far, which is exactly how they'd like it to be going. And unfortunately has not gone very well for Soniqs. Inevitably, they've run into Cerberus, who do not want them moving in.
Barpo just picked up a huge couple kills for himself, 3 total. A grenade there onto Tianba. Now he's trying to drive away to get to some level of safety, but Heaven heard him cut the engine. Going for the grenade, it's so close, and he walked right into it. Seat swapped right into the grenade. Nice throw by Heaven. Decent play by Barpo to push their way through Cerberus, who's going to be a tough nut to crack no matter what. Now the Freaks continue to try to take down Na'Vi here. Hakatori's got Yumin down. Heaven got a brief glimpse, but couldn't find the knock. Well, other players trying to push forward, but they're getting cut down. Every move they try to make, Salute's got one, but he took a ton of damage, and they know it. They're calling it out, but Ferris can't quite spot him. Salute repositions. If that's a frag, he's done. Good throw by Diffex. And the Freaks all but out of this. Heaven so weak right now. Yeah, they're just going to be dismantled by Na'Vi.
That's a pretty damn clean wipe.
Can Banana One do anything out of his position?
The replay of the nade from Barpo, and Tianba were not happy about that. They're already looking pretty tilted to start off day number 2, which is not a good sign. Zone shift is going to go a little further north, which will favor Twisted Minds.
Before they're able to make the rotation even, they're just coming up short. So now the gunfire has to come through. Na'Vi already very weak. Grenades out here for TSM. We'll look to see if they can catch them on arrival, and it's a good one. It's Chris sparking, everybody getting involved. And there you go, Na'Vi tries to make the run. And it's going to be combined effort for TSM and Ascend that knocks him down.
Yeah, Chris ahead of sparking and finishes him off. So down to the 1v2 for real. Luke 12 will be seen from the side by Lil Ghost. The spray is looking pretty good. The damage is done. Luke 12 down to a sliver of HP, and 17 will find that second win. It was stolen away from them yesterday, but not this time.
Yeah, just picking things up right where they left off yesterday, winning the first game of the day, and we'll see if they can maybe make it a little bit stronger as we move on. Just a really great...
I think in finals, teams playing more.
Luckily, Batulans and Perfectix have been left at the backside. We don't have to worry too much about that, though, because the push over the top of Everest is now in effect from TDT. They want to get involved in another early fight. It's worked out quite nicely for them. They've confirmed the kill onto Guman, but Van has been run over by Heaven. So it's not all quite going to plan here for TDT. It continues to be a little bit of a mess back and forth. Heather down low, part of that off of his own grenade. But TDT are not going to crest over this ridge, so he'll be given some brief moment of respite to heal back up.
Yeah, now got everybody from KDF, still Twisted Minds, finding angles in as well to make matters worse. I mean, KDF needs to cut off that left side. Salute doing some work onto Huang F with that barrel. Gets that first knock. Immediately, smokes are going to have to come out up close and personal and machine gun. But with that barrel, I think that high rate of fire might give you that little extra oomph if you can find the right angle. But CYU doing a good job of being cagey here. That blue zone's going to force him out, and Salute immediately punishes it. June got one. Salute's going to finish him. Salute doing a great job bailing out the Freaks.
I don't know if it's really quite going to bail them out, though, because you can see TSM is now climbing Everest from the TDT side of things, and it means Salute is pretty much just going to have to cower away as best he can. FW Esports are also deciding to turn into mountain goats and go driving straight up at KDF. He might even run over Salute by accident. That was so close. Salute, though, he has a chance for another point. He'll take it. He gets rid of Six-Sack, says, thank you very much. This situation is dire, but I'll take as much as I possibly can. It does seem like it'll be TSM that will claim victory on Everest for now. Obviously, a couple of FW Esports members are still hanging around, and bear in mind that Twisted Minds are still down the bottom, lurking around, waiting for their opportunity, but it's all good for the moment for TSM.
I just love watching Twisted Minds on the feed. Alo is going to get one. Oh, nothing that Tong can do. Had the iron sights and could never get the spray steady. So TSM going to profit there from FW trying to capitalize on that situation. And TSM just
Speaking of hanging around too long, Pero have apparently done just that as Na'Vi run right into them, and they're going to go hunting for some more. This is like some kind of crazy arcade game at the fair with everyone driving around in Dodgem cars, but apparently one of those Dodgem cars has a machine gun on it, and its name is Cerberus. It's caught Summer. He's donezo. Unfortunately for Pero, they're just in all sorts at the moment.
I mean, Na'Vi just catches Pero trying to think about making a move. It's a hold here. Nice
shot.
spray. Could have been.
Floor. It's Perfectix as a one-man army, and I dare say he may be pretty dead pretty shortly. Sitting inside of that smoke, a couple of shots did actually connect onto him there from Delwyn. He will be given time to heal.
I'm liking this from the Expendables, that they're being really proactive with checking their other angles, not just tunneling in on the Twisted Minds fight. You know, they're making sure that no one's coming up and over that hill. You're constantly seeing players go back and check. Example, attempting to be rezzed, and TE kind of has that internal clock ticking where they know that that res is going to come through soon, so they're trying to get a better angle onto this fight, see if they can catch Twisted Minds sleeping a little bit. Perfectix out in the open, and yeah, Clories has got him. A weakened Example spotted and downed. Nice hold there from the Expendables.
Yeah, very clean stuff. Twisted Minds just didn't have anywhere to pull up, and once again, a pretty poor game from the team that dominated the group stage. Now sitting quite squarely in 14th place. Where has Twisted Minds gone? Will they ever come back from it? We'll find out over the course of today and tomorrow. 17, of course, another team that we really want to be keeping a bit of an eye on, but things are not going well for them this game. Eternal Fire putting them to bed. Xiaobei and Lil Ghost down. It's a duo. No, even a solo maybe for 17 if that revive is not confirmed, though. Suju looks like he will be picked up safely. It's a nice clean kill from Ruin. Eternal Fire now starting to sweep their way through the western flank of the map and picking up everybody on their way.
This is...
I don't know if that's going to end up being a great long-term play for TSM, but it might get them some points in the short term. Pow finished off. Linshu down. 7-7 also is going to be picked up here at some point, but it is mutually assured destruction for Tiamba and for TSM. Tiamba will be eliminated. Sparking's the last one standing here.
Made their flanks a little bit more comfortable, but still an opportunity here as Eternal Fire has gotten involved. Trimsy all of a sudden gets a couple big kills. Clory's going to get a knock onto Kickstart as well. You can see Trimsy trying to turn his attention around, get the flush, see if they can protect Kickstart for this res. Maybe allow EF to do a little bit of the heavy lifting here on the backside, but it's only Clory's left for the Expendables. Already has 6 kills in this game. Gets that reload on the AUG, looking to find the angle. Kick trying to get behind the tree for some safety. But it's really tough right now for the Soniqs because EF has wiped out New Happy so fast. They're able to commit some resources to this fight.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why Shrimsy's going to have to make this move. He's got to be worried about what's happening to the north. That has actually opened up the angle for Clories to grab another one, and it is going from bad to worse for Soniqs. Kickstart dies. Shrimsy falls as well. Look around these smokes alongside Code Marco.
I love this. They're using these smokes against them. They've got a really good opportunity to just catch a completely flat-footed. That's 2 there for Ruin. Grenade explodes right next to him. Tosi weak. Tosi gone. 18, 19 kills for EF in this game. Oh, my word. This is near perfection. Doesn't want to give up the points. All right, Pains. What can you do?
Nothing is surely the answer. There's one, though, onto Keppa. Maybe he can do a last stand here for Ascend. It didn't last very long, but I think he might have actually secured that extra kill point for them onto Keppa. Either way, a very, very nice job, again, done by an individual from Ascend to at least get a few more placement points out of that one. Having said that, the real winners, Eternal Fire, we did question...
To then get 20 kills, that's just such an impressive feat.
It does seem in PUBG sometimes when those teams, and obviously man of the match going to Ruin here with those 8 kills, 777 damage, devilishly good.
Barking and howling and this and that.
So. Well, it's one of the things that the players are telling me they like about this stage. Heather's already got a Panzerfaust. Salute found an explosion kill onto Pow. And here we go. Trying to push through. There's fire in the way. I think he saw him. Heather looking for that angle. Throws out the Panzer. Gets the knock. And that's 2 down for Tianba. Heather pushing, but he's caught. Flat-footed Lin Shu with that JS9. Up close and personal. Gets a big kill. Now Heaven's going to try to shut the door and just reset here for KDF.
Yeah, Heather's going to be all right there. That's all good. That's really well done, actually, from KDF. Nice spacing from the lads. Heather, it looks a little bit silly from his POV. Like, why did he just run in there and die? But it's fine. He's got 2 teammates behind him, so excellent stuff. And this is ultimately going to be a pretty clean wipe from KDF by the looks of things. 7-7's been spotted out as well, and maybe KDF don't have a great idea of where he is because that nade's gone sailing absolutely nowhere. But this is something that KDF have been pretty used to. They've been contesting for Stadium. They've been fighting a lot early. We've seen it throughout this entire PGS 5. And apparently the practice is paying off because that's about as clean of a contest as you're going to see.
They let out a whoop
Every now and then.
every now and then. A little bit of a look back at what happened to Twisted Mind. You know, just looking at this fight here that happened with New Happy and just kind of cutting a couple players down outside, getting a good angle there for the Mad on the drive-through, and then a player trying to escape disaster, but no escaping this team in that previous match. They were just doing such a good job. I love the way they were using those smokes against Gen G to cover their flank angle, to sweep out and finish them off, and really eliminate the biggest threat in that game, and got to be feeling good after that one.
Code Marco, a bit of aim prac there onto the Na'Vi, who are pulling up in a couple of vehicles. Eternal Fire will definitely be hearing that. They're also kind of a little bit worried about KDF behind them, so problems for Eternal Fire as they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Ruin goes down very early on in the piece. Good trade back from Code Marco. Will slow Na'Vi down somewhat, but you're out in no man's land here for Eternal Fire. So Na'Vi's just picking them up and throwing them in the trash.
Not entirely sure. Too many fights going on that I wasn't able to completely track while this battle's still going on.
Well, for how long as the wrap is starting to come through. Tonke trying to force the issue a little bit. Rise will be picked up by a nade from Perfectix, but Tonke down half HP, kind of low here. Probably doesn't want to be pushing too far forward. It looks like Twisted Minds are getting the better of it, quite comfortably so. That's the end of the Turkish squad. Looking at each other, wondering what happened in that last fight, but no questions about this one. FW Esports pretty much trounced by Twisted Minds, and that is now Southern Zone control for Twisted Minds. Popping the majority of that feed, but Twisted Minds also looking quite good on this southern side of the zone, and they're starting to put some of that pressure back onto Soniqs, who I think at the moment are kind of just trying to keep their heads down and allow the rest of the fights happening north to play out, and then they'll try to get involved.
That's a tough position for Fairest. He's trying to break open some space there for Na'Vi, but a couple different teams have angles down into that spot. Never was really able to get where he wanted to. They need to get Tanvu out of here so they can maybe get to that wall. Fighting on a bunch of different fronts. Yeah, they get the knock onto Tanvu, but Delwyn responds onto Sosit. He is down as well. Heaven trying to watch his angle, but he's getting crossfired by Kickstart. Just able to prone in time before Kick's able to find that knock. Barely, the Freaks are hanging on, but they don't have much time to sit below this bridge.
Taps out from Example. Not too many connections actually onto KDF. From maybe the left side of the bridge right there. How long that's going to last though? The answer's probably not very, because Zone is going to push that out. I think that might just be the end of KDF, although not a bad game from them. 8 kills, they managed to make it into the top 3.
Whoa! Oh, Salute was trying, but yeah, absolutely KDF. It was a ticking clock, but that knock onto Tiggleton, very dire now for the Soniqs, because you know that Twisted Minds is going to try to
be able to get Tiggleton back up. H-Win's been spotted out now as well by Example. So it really comes down to maybe what Kickstart can do from the back lines there. If he could get himself a knock somewhere, maybe open it up, but too much to ask. And a 1v4 feels like it's impossible. So he'll go down to his own molly, deny the point. It ends up being a 16-kill win. But finally, we have Twisted Minds coming back alive now as well.
They are inevitable. It is just a matter of time before they will put together a great game. Soniqs as well having a tremendous game. They should be very happy about the way they played that. Double-digit kills, second place. That's
you can see the synergy.
Yeah, 100%. You could see the covered pushes. Everybody had each other's back. I don't know what happened or what flipped between games, but it was just a better feel all around. Man of the match.
I feel like we need PGS moldies, but I don't know. Wishful thinking maybe. Here we are though, on to Tego.
Just trying to keep himself as safe as he can, and TDT. Oh man, ZYU. Ridiculous spray there. Just anticipating that Hakatori was going to try to go for a peek out that window and shut it right down, and there's no one else here, so this is a disastrous start to this game for Na'Vi.
Yeah, rest of the lobby licking their lips, seeing a couple of Na'Vi players going down early on in the piece. It was a 2-2 split here for Na'Vi that unfortunately is just going to be 2 rather than a 3-2. to stoush with FW Esports. Rise and Six-Sacks down on the floor. And well, the spray from Jun not there to confirm things, but FW Esports looking a little worse for wear. Got to be aware of those rotations starting to come through.
Ooh, that car's on fire.
That is not looking very good at all. Tonke is going to say thank you very much. Van just went down to himself, basically. It's a real mess here from TDT and FW Esports. They have not made this one look clean for themselves. And Gen.G have come sniffing. They've heard those shots, and they're looking to clear out the western flank, and they'll take some points on their way.
Now they've got some reinforcements. Barpo here knows he has him weak, and he's going to find that last member of FW. TDT getting shot in the back, I think, by TSM, and they are in a tricky spot. I liked the way TDT was taking that fight, like creating these concave angles on top of FW. It was overall pretty good, but a good grenade. It's going to finish the job. Sparking getting involved as well. Barpo finds the last one, but that fight just so aggressive, this KDF team. Like, once they smell any weakness, they're going to try to take advantage of it. The res did come through, but Heather's got Code Marco. Rune and Keppa super weak here. The Mad trying to find the flank. Is it going to be identified? Salute, I think, just got an eye onto him. Keppa with a grenade trying to find a target. Throws it inside of the door, but nobody really home there as the Mad does get taken down. Salute needs Heaven? Question mark? That's a little bit unfortunate. That's okay. Heather got Rune. Now you're just down to Ketpa here for EF.
Yeah, there was definitely a swing point in this fight where if Heaven would have gone down, that might have opened up a lot of space for Eternal Fire, but we did not see the push from the Mad. He was stuck behind that wall, and Heaven not capitalized upon. Ketpa waiting outside of the smoke. The nade, the pin is pulled, so that's the information given over to KDF. He should be taken down here and will be. Eternal Fire eliminated in 14th place. They're not able to approach this time around, working their way forward, which is not the same that can necessarily be said here for Tianba. It's unfortunate.
How many bullets does he have left in that chamber? It takes forever to reload that. A crash here onto Twisted Minds. Xiao Wu trying to do something, but it just isn't gonna work. Example finds the off angle, shuts most of 17 down. Finally, this fight between the Expendables and the Soniqs has to kick off. And Shrimzy trying to hold the line. Is going to let one go with that barrel. What a shot there. Right into the head of Tanvu. Is he going to find two? Just barely can't find it. Duckju's weak, but taken down by Tiggleton. Working in tandem here. They're doing a great job, but Clories has been so good. Finally shut down by Shrimzy.
Behind them, so he could still play spoiler here for TSM, who are putting together a very big game.
Yeah, they're playing great today. Now Nan still has something to say. Last grenade thrown out towards KDF. He gets two. He's got an opportunity. Ming still inside the shack. It's actually Tiggleton from downtown with an SLR that shuts him out. But man, oh man, Nan is going to get another point out of that. Guming confirmed. Ming swings out. He's got some free points to claim. Great stuff here from Petrichor Road this game. Getting much needed kill. It is, for all intents and purposes, 4v4 right now. Shrimzy trying to open up with the Dragunov. Can't really connect the way he wants. A lot of damage being done both ways with these DMRs, and here comes the grenade assault, but it's a quick kill for Kickstart. Another one for Kick, that's two. Grenade does find the mark for Alo.
Yeah, pretty rough for TSM having to make that cross, and Pero coming into play once again. Soniqs are going to be given a helping hand, maybe. It's Sparking to get a knock on a Shrimzy. It won't matter, it was always going to be Soniqs, and they'll find their first win of the day. A much-deserved one, as they've been working hard today. Alongside TSM, both the North American squads, again, going to have to be happy with
as well.
Absolutely. So we'll see who gets the man of the match in a second, but either way, the Soniqs played that as a squad. They did get a good spot early on. The circle moved over towards them. They were able to capitalize. That last shift really did work in their favor.
Every little bit of advantage you can possibly take into tomorrow. I mean, a 12...
Really tough spot. It's a really defendable spot. Well, it helps when Salute's doing that. That is a free point for him.
Yeah, you talked about some of the teams that were making early rotates. Well, there's quite a few more starting to cotton onto that. TDT was, unfortunately for them, maybe a little bit slower to move than KDF, so not quite so well set up. So Luke's going to have to try and survive now. He's got a couple of TDT members looking in his direction. Huang on his way in a vehicle, but Heather there to back up and maybe even cause a bit of a problem for himself. He does go past Huang and will survive, but this is getting a little bit messy. It comes down to the individuals at this point. It's not so much about the team, so much as what can you do on an individual basis to hang on to your spot.
Yeah, well, now and KDF is going to have to cede some of that prime real estate to take this other drop spots open. Oh, that cross. Heather with the ace. Almost got the knock. CY's taking some damage, but he had an M4, and he's going to get a knock onto Heaven. So Now you're trying to get through and see if you can do anything about this, but they try to pick him up. Gumin gets punished for it. That's probably 2 players down for KDF.
ZYU might even decide to do something rash with that shotty in hand. I thought he was going to jump off the balcony for a second. Huang's been knocked out, and there we go. He does have to try to make a move here for TDT. Oh, he was not spotted. Door was open. That should be a sound cue. It doesn't seem like Salute has heard it either way. Turns around, Mac 10 in hand, and gets rid of ZYU. It's a back and forth. Now down to a 1v1. There was a noggin popping up over the wall. It wasn't landed, though. The shots by Heather. The 1v1 persists. Guman will bleed out. Nade in there from TDT. Mac 10 out now as well. And a third party in here as well from Clories. This is just getting out of hand.
Oh, this is so brutal for both of these teams. Little micro mistakes like that, very difficult to come back from. But Salute, rezzed, peel off. Heather almost getting knocked. June, though, still going to hold this door. Heather's just trying to hold on for dear life.
What a shotty to play with. Perfect weapon for a fight like this one. Salute just goes on the drive-by attempt, and he's gone down, but Heather doubling down and might get all 3. He's run out of bullets, surely not. No. That was a so nearly a clip. Decent spacing from Eternal Fire here. Gonna try and wolf pack it. They're out 17 before then dealing with AZ of New Happy. Lil goes cooking. How well can he cook? The nade's not going to be too much of a problem there for 17, but here comes the breach and enter Ruin. Nice and clean onto Suju. Code Marco, though, was traded in the meanwhile, and Ruin was low, so Lil Ghost holding onto it nicely. Kepler needs to get in there quickly to save his mates, and he's able to do so, but this will draw the attention of AZ, who is cooking a nade. Surely someone from Eternal Fire is going to have to die here. And in fact, it won't just be someone. It will be 2 of them. Code Marco and Ruin finished off by the nade.
Yeah, that's just opportunistic and well done by AZ to wait that out. Lil Ghost almost spoiling that round. Just a hair off on Keppa. Keppa, though, catches AZ trying to come out the door. And he'll hang on for EF, so... yeah, like you said, mutually...
that's kind of looking like maybe a free play to pick up if we wanted to, but not really much sense in fighting over that compound anymore because the shift has gone further toward the north, which is exactly where we're looking at right now. Pero have driven all the way from the south to try and, I don't know what, do something, but Gen G have said, absolutely not interested in what you're selling. Ming, lucky for a second to be surviving on 1 HP, but a follow-up nade will knock him to the ground, and Pero pretty much lose their entire force in the blink of an eye.
Well, now TE reached out to try to take some of these points, and FW from the shack gets a couple big knocks and a kill. Batulins as well getting involved, so TE got a little over-ambitious, and they're paying the price. They reached out for points, and they're suffering. Gen G claiming quite a few of these peril lives, 2 kills so far. Great nades off the rip on this crash, but
real headache here for Twisted Minds, particularly if this knock comes through from Jun. And it should surely. Perfectix, he can't hide his entire body behind this cactus, can he?
Apparently. Can't shoot the just being so patient right now is Batu. He knows he just needs to wait for a knock, but Luke 12 gets the spot on him. Takes him down with some great DMR fire. 800 damage in this game. That is a pivotal knock here for TSM. So Genji, Tosi trying to buy time, but the grenades are just too good right now. Tosi gets 1. That's a start, but you're going to need to get a lot more. The jump up and over from Example. The spray through the air. Beautiful stuff from Twisted Minds.
That's Giga Chad from Example in the building. There was a moment, a brief window for Tianba, but I don't think they're quite going to be able to capitalize on it. Perfectix will be finished off, but you've still got to deal with a 3-on-1.
No, there's just no hope. There's no hope there. And it's Twisted Minds who are just the masters of timing, the masters of space. And they have found themselves right back in the thick of this event after 8.
Samuel coming in there, the last hitter. Doink,
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 doink.
doink.
I mean,
and
he's
then
800 damage.
Yeah, still also, although the guys get close too. But yeah, he, of course, the man of match, 6 kills for him. Overall, of course, Twisted
After
Minds.
that first game, you think, okay, well, they're in cruise control this event, but tends to kind of...
Pickup would be my understanding of this situation. Example, he's keen for it. And Cerberus, they've got no idea right now. The shot's coming through, looking pretty good. Cerberus, they're getting minced apart, but they're all still alive. They're all still standing, as it were, or flying. And they might have just...
Brax gonna have to stand up to the challenge. Sees one player, but really wasn't quite ready. I'm pretty sure Huang F saw him when he went out the window, but he's got a Saiga.
Oh.
Got 2. going for the flushes here as well.
3 bullets.
That's enough. That's enough. Unbelievable. Going for the spray, finally going to get taken down. It doesn't matter. TDT cut down in the end.
Brex is going to survive. Chris and Pains are going to be able to get across and help him out. There's nobody else in that compound. Unbelievable.
Navi's trying to swing in towards the north, trying to reestablish high ground control for themselves. Twisted Minds, though, is going to barrel right down into 17. Xiaobei, really important that he's in a good position here to hear these footsteps, kind of relay the information over to Lil Ghost.
Could be a big move from Na'Vi. Twisted Minds not paying a huge amount of attention to it. Lou is sort of spotting the northern side, but his main focus right now is still towards Cerberus. You can see every now and then he takes a bit of a peek up over the top. Now his position's given away. Na'Vi, they're starting to look for him. They won't find him. It's Duck Mine for 2. Not quite all 3. Hakatori will knock him down. And it's a solo versus 2 for Na'Vi to try to hang on to this lead. Imas confirms the kill onto Soset. Salolzi cooking the grenade. It will go just perfectly on top of Hakatori. And that is Cerberus claiming a couple of those all-important points away from Na'Vi.
Showing tremendous map knowledge here from Cerberus, able to get up onto that rock, catch Na'Vi off guard, and really set that fight off balance. Na'Vi able to reset, get it back up to a 3v3, but still, Cerberus.
Right now, probably going to be in first here. Dogmai, really good to see him here on 6 kills and 844 damage. Even though this is the kind of the last game where they're getting a lot of points here, the other games were still they're getting the average, they're getting the salvaging the points that they're supposed to, so they are staying within that, and they're going to be in triple digits. And man of the match here,
Duckmai, and he deserves it. So here's the thing about this man of the match, right? When he held Na'Vi, Na'Vi had the high ground very, very comfortably. They had no issues whatsoever up there.